Hey, everybody, welcome to Live Fully, Lead Authentically, a Brimstone coaching group podcast. I'm Kurt Busch here with my friend and co-founder, Chris Godfredson. Chris, I fell down today on concrete.
Oh, are you okay?
Hey, everybody, welcome again to Live Fully, Lead Authentically, Brimstone coaching group podcast. Chris, I fell on concrete today.
Yeah, what do you want to say about that? Are you
So,
okay?
yes, I am okay.
Good.
Let me set the scene for
Yeah.
for a second here. So I live in a town. We both live in areas that had really, really strong storms
Mm,
roll through here the other night, and there are trees everywhere, like down
hmm
trees
Yeah.
everywhere. And the city that I live in, they're doing this thing where if you can get trees to the side of the road, like the area between the
Yeah.
sidewalk and the road, they will come by with this big end loader and just pick them up and put them in a dump truck.
So nice.
So nice. So I was walking to work today. I live close enough to the office I can walk. I get to a point in the route, and there's a line of trees lined up,
Mm,
ready to be picked up by an end loader. One of the piles is like covering the side. It's over the sidewalk.
mm.
Um, so I got to this pile, and I decided I am not going to walk through the grass because Chris, it rained a lot. It's rained a lot the
Yeah.
last few days,
hmm
and it's muddy, and I have white tennis shoes on.
Oh no.
And for the listener, if you don't know, there's like I have some sneakerhead tendencies
Yeah, you do.
that I'm a little embarrassed about sometimes. So I'm not walking in the mud with these white tennis
Mm-mm.
shoes. So I do my best like Catherine Zeta-Jones from that movie where she goes through the lasers. Do you know that?
I
No.
think so. Yeah.
So I like contort
Yeah.
my lower half around these sticks and something I have no idea what happened. I don't know if I came down like half on the sidewalk, half on the grass. I went down. Like before I knew it, I am
On your,
like
yeah.
frontwards. I
Okay. You
um
said half on the concrete, half on the grass, and I just went down and I wondered how you were going to finish that statement. On
I
my
thought I
rear.
was gonna rhyme.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
I'm
a
glad
poem.
you. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it was palms and
Mm.
forearm because I have a coffee
Oh,
cup. So
ouch.
yeah, it's been a long time. And like I'm fine. I broke skin
But
like in two places. But
so
here's
what did you do?
oh, I did what everybody does, Chris. I got up. I said a bad word
Mm,
because
mm.
that's
What
what
most
the
people do.
first yep. And then I kind of looked up and I looked around because, like I want to
Yeah.
see who just saw me fall down in a super ungraceful way. I
Yeah.
mean, I lamented a little bit because I'm
Mm.
not young enough now that I could catch myself. Like,
Did you
like
stick the dismount? I
no.
mean, anymore when I fall, I get up and then I
Ugh.
stick the dismount.
I was too
10.
embarrassed. I was too
Yeah.
embarrassed for that. So I looked around and there was nobody around. I mean, this is a
Mm.
busy road. It's honestly quite surprising there was nobody around. Nobody around. Here's what's resonating with me
hmm
today, Chris. By the time I got to my office, which was, I don't know, another 10 minutes walk,
hmm
it wasn't much. Um, I realized like I was super embarrassed that I
mm
fell trying to get around these trees. But you know what? Everybody falls from time to time.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so what?
So
What am I embarrassed about?
that's a great question. Do you have an answer?
No, I mean, I think I'm a little embarrassed that I wasn't as sure-footed as I once was.
hmm
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what I was embarrassed about, but I was definitely embarrassed. Like there was maybe even some borderline shame of like I
Mm.
can't believe I just fell down, you know? Uh,
So, can I ask a question or two about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. So, how long did that shameful feeling stick around, and what did you do with it?
It was pretty quick. I mean, by the time I got to my office, I think I was on top of the shame stuff. But
Hmm.
I think you know this. I like to ask what's true.
Yeah.
When these things pop up, I like to
Hmm.
ask myself what's true. And what's true is like people trip.
Yeah, they
People
do.
fall down.
Hmm.
There's just no need to feel embarrassed that I just tripped over a sidewalk.
Have there been other times in your life where you tripped?
Yes, for sure.
And
Sorry, I
so
don't
how
mean to
is this one
minimize.
different? No, it's I would have laughed also. How did you react and respond differently this time? What was different about this falling and a previous one, perhaps?
Yeah, you know what's different? I think it's the time since the last public trip. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like I think maybe there's this false sense of like I'm not ever going to trip again.
hmm.
And I know that sounds silly. We'll make a connection into this in some other direction in a second, but like I said it before, it's been a long time since I've like taken a face plant on a concrete sidewalk.
Hmm.
Especially just walking, like
Right. Yeah.
you know this, I will hop on a mountain bike from time to time, and that comes with some risk of falling. And I've done that since I've tripped on a sidewalk, but
Mm,
I think there's
okay.
some level of like, I'm an adult. I don't do these silly things like fall on the sidewalk. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
But
And
like,
sometimes it's not silly, right? I mean,
right.
I'm not sure if there was anything silly about
No,
or yesterday's event.
no, no, for
Mm-mm.
sure not. For sure not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's why I'm relating this. I'm maybe I've got maybe I've got LinkedIn on the brain here where I'm
Hmm.
trying to
Yeah.
make
Well,
everything into a metaphor, but
well,
um
I can create three already, so I want to see what you have. Yeah.
so I think here's where I connect this. I think I see uh I see what I did with this trip. And I think this is how I view failing or misstepping in general. Like
Hmm.
I view that sort of tripping, whether it's starting a small business, whether it's, learning something as a parent of a sophomore in high school that I've never had a sophomore in high school before. Like, I think I view failing or misstepping in all those arenas of
Hmm.
life, just like I viewed that fall. Like that is to be avoided at all costs because it's embarrassing.
Yeah. So, boy, so many questions. Uh, that is to be avoided at all
Yeah,
costs.
yeah.
Is there more you would say to us about that?
Yeah, I mean that's certainly
Where
connected
does
to a
that come from?
yeah, that's a protective promise that goes way back
Hmm.
that I don't know that this one I'm fully clear on just yet, but I know the mental model is like failure is bad. All failure is bad.
Yeah.
I think as a functioning 41-year-old that's starting a business, I want to know and learn that failure is how I learn, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Failure is how I improve. Tripping around this pile of trees is how I don't do it again, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think it does go back to some level of like good leaders don't fail and failure is
Mm.
bad.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
What's
yeah,
actually true about that?
yeah. I mean, I think what's actually true is everyone fails.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't. Yeah, sorry, I chuckle. I don't mean to make light of that, but
No, I mean yeah. I mean, no, I know you're not making light of it, and the chuckle is, I think, natural.
yeah,
When you think about this idea that uh, falling is unacceptable, failing is unacceptable, or falling is failing even,
hmm
right?
hmm
I can't walk. Uh, the question that I think is alive in me in the moment is this one, and it's what other possibilities exist in your mind? What can you think of that would be also potentially true
yeah, potentially true about
about what Um, what other things are possible from having fallen or failed?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So can I answer that with a story?
Please.
So years ago, I coached a basketball team with a good friend of mine.
Hmm.
A seventh and eighth grade basketball team. It was a small little Christian school that my kids were a part of. My kids were
Mm-hmm.
not in seventh and eighth grade, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how small schools work. They needed
Yep.
basketball coaches. A friend and I said, "What the heck? We'll do it." Chris, do you know how much I know about basketball?
Yeah.
Little to none, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we coached this basketball team in this little bitty private school conference, and this team that we coached went undefeated through.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it was a private school. They had three kids out of five that like made us look really good.
Well,
We did no coaching, Chris.
at that age, it's always the case.
Yeah.
So anyway, keep going.
Yeah. So we went through the entire regular season undefeated, went through the postseason tournament undefeated. These kids just, there was never a
Wow.
question that these kids were going to win the championship. So we come back to the school with this plaque and we hand it to the principal, this coach friend and I, and we're super proud of this, right? The kids are super proud of it. We handed it to the principal and he looked at it. And I'll never forget, he kind of did this like, huh. And then he looked at us. He said, "Well, what did you learn?" And and I thought, well, that's kind of a wild response after just going
Wow.
undefeated on the season.
Yeah.
He was not super thrilled about going undefeated on the season.
Hmm.
His next comment was, you know, undefeated's great, but what do we really learn unless we lose?
Hmm.
Or what opportunity to learn? I don't remember how he said it, but
Yeah.
that's what he was going for. Of like, what opportunity
Yeah.
to learn did we miss out on
Hmm.
by completely wiping the floor
Hmm.
with the conference? And
Interesting.
and that has stuck with me. I mean, this has probably been 10 or 12 years, and it
Yeah.
just has stuck with me for a long time. And I love that story. So I think what's true is there is a an opportunity robbed from me and from us when we don't have some sort of fall or misstep. uh
Hmm.
when we are giving it our best and it is truly like, oh man, I made a mistake on that one, right?
Hmm.
I think the other thing I'm present to is that it robs a lot of other really positive opportunities because I have to hedge a lot of things to stay safe, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I have to hedge a lot of risk um,
Yep.
to avoid the fall or the misstep,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm most present to. Like that story with the basketball team, that's always with me. I think today I'm most present to like, oh man, if I'm really hedging against a misstep or a mistake or a fall, like I'm gonna have to stay pretty far away from opportunities to avoid that. Does that make sense?
It does. Have I ever invoked Finding Nemo on this podcast?
No, but I wish you would.
No, okay, I'm going to, right? So Marlin, I think, is Nemo's dad,
Yeah.
and he's out for a swim and he meets Dory, and he's like, and they're looking for Marlin or they're looking for Nemo everywhere. And Marlin says, "But I promised that I would never let anything happen to him."
Mm,
And
yeah.
Dory says, "Well, you can't not let anything ever happen to him. That wouldn't be much fun for little Harpo." Because she
Great
couldn't
line.
remember his name,
Yeah.
right? But you can't not let
Yeah.
something never happen to him
Yeah.
because he he loses out on the opportunity to learn
Yeah. Yeah.
anything, right? And so like yeah, so you said we'd make a turn. I'm making the turn. Like
Yeah.
the you're going to misstep.
Yeah.
You're going to fall. Yeah, you, I haven't fallen in 3 years, knock on wood.
I know the
Uh,
last one was
but
big. Don't do it again.
but I fall. I would fall every winter because ice accumulates in these parts, and boom, there you go. And it's brutal. And there's something about that. But like I was talking to a group of people this weekend, and I fell. I didn't fall, but I invoked Kool in the Gang from 1980
What?
I did. It was great. There's a party going on right here, a celebration, laugh throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. And because that's what was happening in this conversation that we were having, I was having with them, right? And nobody laughed. Misstep,
Yeah. Yeah.
old reference, old man. And And there was a time when that would have spun me into the ground and
Yeah.
I would have like stepped in all the mud and been felt really dirty and gross and
Yeah.
felt as though I failed. And like I don't have to live that way anymore. So
Yeah.
like how are you counteracting missteps?
Yeah. Can we take a little break and I'll answer that on the other side of the break?
Of course,
Okay.
dodge the
Thanks.
question. Well
Yes.
played.
Have you ever walked out of a meeting or left a conversation thinking, why did I just show up like that? Why did I shrink back or explode or stay silent when it mattered? You're not alone and you're not broken. You're likely reacting from a pattern that started long before that meeting ever happened. In their new book, Live Fully, Lead Authentically, Kurt Busch and Chris Godfreyson unpack the hidden second job so many of us carry, spending our days managing the anxiety, fear, and old stories that shape how we lead. Through honest stories and practical tools, they invite leaders to pause, reflect, and lead in a new way. Get your copy today at brimstonecoachinggroup.com/new book. Order now. This is your invitation to lead differently.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Live Fully, Lead Authentically, a Brimstone Coaching Group podcast. Chris, you asked me a question, and I am not getting out of answering it, am I?
No, you're not.
No.
Do you remember
How
the question?
boy, I just don't know. I do. I do.
Okay, good.
How am I counteracting some of this fear of missteps, I think is what, yeah.
Yeah.
So at a high level, I'll say it like this. I think the work that I've done and the work that we've done together, I
Hmm.
think have really led me to this idea that I do want to be as fully me as I can be and
Yes.
lead and be and show up as authentically as I can.
Hmm.
Um, I think at the end of the day, what I try to measure is if that's how I want to be, if that's my part of my prefer, if I my preferred promises work towards that,
Hmm.
there is a cost to not doing that, right? There is a
Yeah.
cost to not being fully me or not being authentically me where I show up. That
Hmm.
cost, I try to weigh that against the cost of the fear of the misstep or the mistake or whatever it
Yeah.
is, or the making a reference to a group of people that they don't get, right? Um,
Hmm.
I most times, and I don't want any listener to hear me say this is easy because it's not. It's super hard for me still.
Hmm.
Most times that equation works out to where the scale leans heavily towards, like I don't want to bear the cost of not being fully who I am, right?
Yeah.
I,
Right.
I just don't want to bear the cost of showing up in a space as a small business owner, as a coach, as a friend, as a whatever it is. uh,
Hmm.
The cost of not showing up in those places authentically is just it's more than I want to.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
more than the alternative.
Yeah. It's living half-heartedly
Yeah, yeah,
and inauthentically.
yeah.
And when you think about living inauthentically, what stirs?
I mean, I did it for a long time, Chris. I mean, I think what stirs is I don't know. I've been watching some movies with my kids lately. Like,
Hmm.
I ain't going back to prison for anybody. Like
Yeah.
I
Right.
think it's that sentiment of like
Hmm.
I'm not going back. I just
Not
do
going
not
back.
want to go back to living in a way where I like every move is calculated to avoid
Yeah.
mistake, embarrassment, whatever. Like I just don't want to go back to that, right?
Kudos. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What would you say? How would you answer that question?
Yeah. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be
Yes.
prudent. Another
What?
old reference. Not, yeah, I refuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Almost all the time, I refuse to go back there. There are
Yeah.
times when I look around and, oh boy, did anybody see that? Uh, I get that 100%. But yeah, like you, I have very little interest in living inauthentically.
Yeah.
It just it's too tiring, and
Yeah.
I there's too much to do. And
Yeah.
there's too much to experience and explore to be some version of myself that somebody else expects or wants me to be versus me being the me that I prefer to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah, and I mean it is hard. I mean, I think I would say to you because it's just you and me here, right? It's just a
it
just a
is.
one-on-one
Just
conversation.
you and I. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would say like doing Brimstone Coaching Group with you, starting this from scratch,
Mm,
has presented all of these things in ways that I've never experienced before, right? Like it
hmm
has presented me with this opportunity to weigh the fear of failing versus living and leading fully and authentically in ways that I didn't know
mm,
how to handle before doing that, right? This is uncharted territory.
yeah. Yep.
And frankly, the fear of failing feels like it's present every single day. Um,
Yeah.
and and I think what's true is if I look out 5 years from now, like do I want to look back and say, you know what, I kind of hedged on this because I was afraid of looking silly, or I
hmm
kind of held back on this because I was
Yep.
afraid of what someone might think of me. No, no,
Yeah.
I
No.
don't want to look back 5 years
Yep.
and in 5 years and say that.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I really appreciate the conversation. And like this idea of falling, uh, failing, misstepping, like we see it pretty regularly, right?
Yeah.
And people we talk to experience these same feelings. So how how do you help people work through those thoughts, feelings, emotions that are connected to those kind of things?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would say first, I mean, you and I talk about this all the time. Like, this is a human experience.
Mm,
Um, we do work with people one on one and with teams, and I don't know about you, but most people I talk to one on one will ask some form of the question of like, "Am I the only one that deals with this?"
yeah, right.
No,
No.
no. So I think what I would say first is like, if a listener's hearing this and thinking like, they're reading my mail, but I'm the only one.
hmm
Like I must be the only one. You're not the only one.
hmm
This is a human experience.
Yeah.
Um, I think a little bit of what we talked about today is kind of how we do this work of asking questions like what is true?
Yeah.
Uh, how do you want to be? Like what's a
hmm
preferred promise that you'd rather live into instead? But
Yep.
I think some of the most important work that we do is that sort of initial reflection work to say
Yeah.
what happened, what did you feel, what did you do,
Yeah.
and maybe try to get curious about why.
Yeah.
That might be some of the most important work, just that initial sort of
hmm
self-reflection to say what's going on here.
Yeah. That's good. I even appreciate the way your posture, your voice, your vocal tone, the way you explain those things. It's, I think it's helpful and disarming. So, and I think that's part of what makes you a really good coach, great coach, in fact. So, if people would like to engage with you in those dulcet tones, how how might they get in touch with you?
Well, if they want to engage in coaching with either of us,
Oh, sure, yeah,
I think I want to bring you in on
no,
this
that's
too.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, if people are listening to this thinking, man, it would be nice to kind of understand why I do what I do,
hmm
they can go to our website, brimstonecoachinggroup.com. And up in the corner of that website is a button that says schedule a call. And they can schedule a free call with either you or I, and try to just get a picture of what coaching could look like and how we might be able to help them take a step forward.
Yeah.
away from the fear of tripping over those sidewalks or those trees.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and again, that's either you or I. That's
Yeah.
not contrary to what you just said. This is both of
Well,
us.
I mean, yeah, we're
Yeah.
we either one of us would be
Yep.
happy to have a conversation just to see if we might be a fit for you. And there, increasingly, I think one of the things that uh, one of my objectives in life is to uh, humanize the
Mm,
idea of coaching and or counseling, to
yeah.
demythologize or mystify or whatever the right
Yeah.
words are, to like, this is, we all could use somebody to
Yeah.
help us see ourselves more clearly so that we can actually be and live fully and lead authentically. I think that's the
Yeah.
call. So I really
Yeah.
appreciate the way you framed up the conversation today. And while I lament that you fell, uh, talking about it was not a misstep.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. As always, really good to talk.